All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Showstopper. This is the MIH with yours truly, the one and only SALUSA. If I don't do it like this, and you know it's not it yet. Anyways, this is We've Got Game. We've Got Game is a show designed to bring to you what's happening at the time during the season. This is football season, so follow me. Let's go. Right now, right this particular moment, we've got a big game happening, Iowa State and Kansas City. Coach, what's going on with Iowa State and Kansas right now?
Well, so far it looks like an upset. You know, Kansas State is usually strong in the first part of the year, but Iowa State has really, if you look at what they did last year, they really kind of turned it around late in the season. So, you know, it's a little bit of an upset right now.
22 to 17.
Yes.
And this game is not over yet.
No.
It's far from over.
Absolutely. You can see them coming back.
Yeah, okay. I can also I like to wait until the last second.
Yeah.
Because sometimes the fat lady will sing at the last minute, and we've seen it plenty of times.
Absolutely.
And all they need right now is just one throw, and have a guy like KJ going out there and taking that ball, and he could probably score with it.
Absolutely.
KJ, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Kevin Jones here with us. He is a senior, and he is ready for college. This man, when I say he's ready for college, he's ready for college. Coach, let's talk about KJ a little bit here, because the last time we didn't get a chance to talk much about Jaden, but we'll be bringing Jaden back. But let's talk a little bit about KJ. How did you grab this young man here?
His mom brought him to the school about 2 years ago. You know, and he was kind of at a stage in his life where, you know, he just was kind of like everything was on hold.
Okay.
You know, we was really just trying to, you know, figure out what's the best path, whether it would be GED or going to school. And I think KJ's mind frame at that time coming to the school was that, you know, he didn't really know where he wanted to go because he had other things going on in his life. Okay. That was a distraction. But I asked his mom to give me 6 months with him, you know, and I felt real confident I could change him. But I saw his stature, you know, that he had not maximized his potential.
Palm Beach Christian Prep.
Yes.
The motto is what again?
Builder of boys.
Builder of boys.
Makers of men.
Makers of men. Let's say that again.
Kingdom.
Builder of boys.
Builder of boys.
Makers of men.
Makers of men.
For the kingdom.
For the kingdom.
And you've been doing just that. Last night is a testimony. Man. Ladies and gentlemen, last night is a testimony. Okay? We lost the battle, but we won the war. Yes. Literally. Palm Beach Christian Prep against Clewiston last night. It was a beautiful game, wonderful game, well executed. The boys came out. At the end of the day, all of the cheerleaders, I have never seen this, all of the cheerleaders, all of the coaches, all of the players made their way over to our bench to give respect. The referees came around our ways to give respect. The scoreboard does not dictate exactly what happened over there.
Right.
And the best part is the college recruiters, they were all over us.
Yes.
The college recruiters were all over us. KJ, how did you feel about the game last night?
I feel like it was minor mistakes that we made, and I feel like it needed to be someone that took charge out there. So me and the QB had to be the ones that was going to take charge, and we went out there and play both sides. A lot of us did play both sides, and I feel like we gave it our all.
That's good.
I feel like we gave it our all.
Yeah. All right. So we did just that. For those of you who are watching, please remember, we're on WATS in Kissimmee. We're on, this is for Jasper TV right now, but we're also on WATS in Kissimmee, WSVU in Orlando. We're also on Radio Delta in Long Island. So guess what? Worldwide, this show is coming at you. All right, we've got game, and we're gonna bring it all to you. Let's take a look at college real quick. Which games are happening? This is week 1 right now. Let's see. We had Iowa State. We told you what the scores are. It's happening right now. Boise State versus University of South Florida will be happening this afternoon around 5:30. We also have Western Illinois versus Illinois will be happening tonight around 7:30 p.m. We have Texas versus Ohio State will be happening. It's happening right now because it started at 12. Started at 12. The other games that started at 12 was Syracuse, Tennessee, started at 12. Old Dominion versus Indiana starts at 2:30. Nevada, Penn State will be starting at 3:30. Marshall versus Georgia will be on at 3:30. Alabama, Florida State, South Dakota, Iowa, Montana versus Oregon, Illinois State. There's a lot of games. But I want to go over one game with you, Coach. Alabama versus Florida State. What do you think you'll take on that one? Beautiful game.
Yeah,
well, good way to start. Good way to start a first week.
Yeah, that's going to be a good one. I say that's going to be a toss-up.
I saw Boise State versus South Florida, and that speaks volume for me. The other things is that on the 30th of this month, we have the Orange Blossom coming to town. Mm-hmm. We have FAMU versus Howard. Who do you think is going to come out on top, or why? Do you know any of any? I know you have some of the guys up at FAMU.
Yeah, I'm familiar with FAMU. I think they'll come out on top.
FAMU, okay.
But Howard I think they have the better coaching staff, but FAM has a little bit more talent.
Not only the talent, but we're talking about the Orange Blossom Classic.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you have never been to Orange Blossom Classic, I wrote for the Orange Blossom Classic in 1984. My very first article ever was in college. In high school, I competed in poetry. I competed in writing, essay writing, where Palm Beach County, regional, state. But when I wrote that first article, it was FAMU versus Bethune-Cookman, mm-hmm. Orange Blossom happening in South Florida. People come from all over the world to show up for these games. And this year is 92 years, and it's going to be at the what is the stadium? The stadium there in Fort Lauderdale. Hard Rock. It's going to be at the Hard Rock Stadium. Come on, you know what that means. It's Fort Lauderdale, Palm Beach, Miami Gardens, Fort Lauderdale, Miami Gardens, Hollywood, Davie, Dania, Miami. And Palm Beach is not that far away. We've got graduates from all over both Howard and FAMU. I'm expecting that game. I don't know if I'm going to be here next week. I may not be here next week. I might be at the game. Mm-hmm. All right. But if I'm at the game, guess what? The camera will be at the game as well. So I'm expecting to see if we can make that happen. We had the high school games. This is why we're here. We've got game, and we're talking about the high schoolers that have game, because without the high school, we wouldn't have the colleges. Without the colleges, we wouldn't have the professional teams. And this was week 1 for the high schools. Let's take a look at the scores and see what happened. Atlantic 49, Gardens 19. What do you think happened in that game?
I feel like Gardens didn't have any teamwork, to be honest with you. Atlantic, they were a very physical team in that game. I feel like they've done pretty good in that game.
Atlantic, during preseason, we saw Atlantic preseason, and mm-hmm. we said Atlantic was very strong last week. Right. And there's some of these teams that we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about them all over again because they're going to. This is how we're going to be able to determine who's going to go where. Right. All right. Atlantic, Palm Beach Gardens, coach.
Like KJ said, Atlantic, they generally are pretty strong early on in the year.
They have a strong feeder, not one, but 4 strong feeder schools. Right. Not feeder school, feeder programs. All right. The city has a huge football program. Yes. So yes, Del Rey feeds Atlantic 49-19. Great game. Next game, we're looking at Joaquin Garcia versus Lake Worth High. Another school that's struggling is Lake Worth High. Right. They've been struggling since our not classmate, but from the Raiders.
Oh, Jesse.
Since Hester left, yeah. I haven't seen anything since Jesse Hester left Lake Worth. I haven't seen anything at Lake Worth.
Correct.
What's your take on that?
Yeah, they're struggling. They're struggling with numbers. Okay. They're struggling with. Participation. Okay. And then on the other hand, you got Joaquin, that is a new school, mm-hmm. that have picked up players from other schools.
Okay.
So you've kind of got a transition of one school to another. Lake Worth, having been a good program for years, have kind of fallen to the side.
What I was going to talk about also with Lake Worth is that the population, there's a population change. The population change has shifted to the Haitian community, the Jamaican community, the Hispanic community being the new community. There isn't that many pure-blooded American locally anymore. So
Right.
football is not the game of the community anymore.
Correct.
But yet Joaquin is making a name for itself, although they carry that same kind of community.
Right.
So what's going on that's different at Joaquin that we're seeing at Joaquin that's not happening in Lake Worth?
I think Jaden last week said it the best. A lot of players are moving from other schools, Palm Beach Central, Wellington, Royal Palm, Seminole Ridge. They're moving from that area because Joaquin is literally down the street from my house. So they pull from all those other schools that created that school. So some schools, including Lake Worth, they pulled a lot of those students to form that school, and during that process, a lot of those athletes was lost from that. If you look at the schools that they pull from, they're struggling because the numbers are not there.
Not there.
Right.
38-0, Joaquin. You have some of the guys that you played with that are playing at Joaquin. What's your take on Joaquin versus Lake Worth? Do you know anyone at Lake Worth?
No, sir, I don't know anyone at Lake Worth. But I do feel like Lake Worth is kind of losing their home touch to their team. And Hakeem had, like Pastor has said, they have pulled a lot of players from other schools. So they do have a lot of powerhouses in Joaquin as of before.
Now, Lake Worth is also struggling with a feeder.
Yes.
All right, that's the other thing. Lake Worth is struggling with feeders, the feeder programs in Lake Worth. The city is struggling with soccer. They're struggling with basketball. They're struggling with football because of the fact also the city of Lake Worth is getting older. It's getting old, and they're not catering to the new community, to the new Haitian community, to the new Hispanic community. They're not bringing in people who can go out door to door and bring the kids. There are plenty of kids up in
Right.
Lake
Oh,
Worth.
yeah.
They're not bringing the kids out so that they can be there. Benjamin Jupiter, Benjamin 30, Jupiter 27. How do we feel about Benjamin Jupiter?
That was a very good game. Very
A good game.
Very physical game, and it was also close.
Yeah, it's very close. Three points. You know what? We said last week, if a game is this close, guess what? This is a coach's decision.
Yeah.
That changed this. Coach's decision changed this. 3 points. It means what? A field goal.
Right. And Benjamin got a new coach.
Okay.
So that's a little surprising. They got a new coach. Their last coach, Eric Kresser, who's a good friend of mine that played quarterback at the University of Florida, left and took another job, and they brought another guy in. So they're kind of similar to Spanish River. They brought a guy in with name recognition. A lot of the players stayed. And then Jupiter Christian, I know the head coach there personally.
Okay.
So it probably came down to one decision.
One tiny decision.
Yeah.
And it doesn't, again, we keep saying it. I don't want anybody to take it that we're saying that one coach is better than another. It's just like great games like this always ends up to one tiny decision that one coach made. It may be at the beginning of the game that the decision was made,
Right.
or it may be at the end of the game that you decided, you know what, let's go for a touchdown. Let's get the first 3 points on the board, so that way we're at least solid. And those 3 points end up being very important at the end.
Right.
All right. Benjamin 30, Jupiter 27. Forest Hill, John Leonard. We counted Forest Hill out last week,
Right.
because based on the conversation we had. Wait, it seems like John Leonard is struggling way more
Yes.
than Forest Hill. That goes back to Joaquin again.
Yes.
Joaquin, there it goes, sucking up people from the. If you're at a school close to Joaquin, you're going to be sucked out of some of the players. And Leonard is right there. It's they're less than a mile and a half to 2 miles away
Right.
from each other, so they're getting hit. We're going to see that also down at Park Vista,
Yeah.
Park Vista, Spanish River.
Yeah.
Look, the schools that are close to Joaquin are coming out with 0 points.
Right, yeah.
Park Vista 0
Yeah.
points. Leonard 0 points.
Yeah.
I mean Lake Worth 0 points. We're saying it, and it's happening. All right. So please pay attention to what's happening throughout the season, and let's decide which way we're gonna go. Forest Hill 53, Leonard 0, Dwyer 7, Jupiter 28.
Yeah, that's
Ladies and gentlemen, this is where community is very important. Jupiter has been a solid community for sports,
Yeah.
soccer, basketball, football, track, you name it. They are keeping their community solid, and if you
Right.
come and move in the community, they make sure that you understand. Hey, welcome to the community. Welcome
Right.
to our community, and we're seeing that. This is the first time we're seeing Jupiter, but we're seeing them against Dwyer. Dwyer struggling. Dwyer is definitely struggling now.
Yeah, and I think you hit the nail on the head. You have so many players moving from one place to another. It's a community like Jupiter. They do have some resources. They got nice facilities, and students that come there, they stay regardless of all the transition that's going on around the county. And this is a result of that, because for years Dwyer has been a school kind of similar to
Joaquin.
Yeah, where guys come in, they bring
people are
bring
pulling
in-
guys.
yeah,
Yeah, they're bringing in
yeah.
the guys. Uh-huh.
So now you're seeing the downside of Dwyer with them
The,
just
the,
having
downs, the
yeah.
downside of recruiting
Yeah.
everybody from everywhere else,
Right.
because once the community starts pulling back, you're going to be the one paying for it.
Yes, yes.
Dwyer versus Jupiter. What's your take?
That was a very surprising game because I know Dwyer does have some very good talent, and Jupiter, like Pastor said, Jupiter has a solid community. So I feel like they're solid.
I think Jupiter is the one example that we didn't see at preseason. Week 0, we didn't see Jupiter. Now let's go Glade Central versus Seminole Ridge. We didn't see Seminole Ridge
No.
in week 1, but we're seeing Seminole Ridge in week 2, and they again, this is a 3 points game. So we're seeing Glade Central at 34, Seminole Ridge at 31. What do you think happened between? Well, you spoke about Seminole Ridge.
Yeah.
You talked about Seminole Ridge last week when we were talking about Okeechobee.
Yeah.
And you said a lot of the guys from Okeechobee are moved, and they're over at Seminole Ridge now.
Right, right.
So the result over here.
I think Seminole Ridge is similar to Jupiter, but on a different plane. They're community based.
Yeah.
You know,
and the
everything
community is growing
And
over
it's
there.
been like that in Loxahatchee for a long, long time. And now that they have their own school, they're kind of keeping everybody at bay. So what you're seeing with Glade Central were able to slip by is talent versus discipline.
Discipline.
Because those guys, they don't have the talent Glade Central has.
Yeah.
But they probably made one more play than Seminole Ridge did to be able to get out of that game.
All right, now we've got Glade Central's Seminole Ridge at 34-31, Palm Beach Central 27, 25, Pahokee 27. This game, Pahokee pulled that one out. They scratched that one out of the hand of Palm Beach Central. KJ, how do you feel about that game? Looking at both teams, you have an idea about both teams. You have family members in Pahokee. You have players that you played with, who players that you're playing with now, who came from Palm Beach Central, players that you played with and are now at Palm Beach Central. How do you feel about that game?
Actually, I was rooting for Pahokee. I was definitely rooting for Pahokee.
They got it. They got
Yeah,
it.
for them
They
being
got
at
it.
home.
Maybe it's your push.
Pahokee has some.
They heard you.
Pahokee has some talent.
Yeah.
They have some very, very, very nice talent. And when it comes to Palm Beach Central, they have some talent too. I feel like Pahokee had it. I just feel like
Pahokee was.
I feel like they were able to scratch it and take
Coach,
it out.
Pahokee versus Palm Beach Central.
The common theme with
Last week we were concerned about Pahokee because
of
Santa Lucia's
slow score. But the common theme you're seeing with Joaquin, Palm Beach Central was the first Joaquin.
Yeah.
Because you remember a lot of their players came from Belglade.
Belglade
They came
and
from all these other places,
yes.
and it's still continuing. But on the other hand, you got Pahokee, which is a community team. Those kids stay. Glade Central, Pahokee, on the west side, they stay. And I think the fact that, again, talent, them being able to make one more play, and Pahokee has a legacy for winning. You know, their state championship. They have a lot of history at their school. So I think that played a factor into it, that they know how to close out games. But that's where Palm Beach Central struggled for the last couple of years, being able to close out big games.
We can't really pinpoint a team that's really going to go far this year as of yet, because everything here seems to be very close. Everyone seems to be hungry. All right, Holy Trinity 28, Legacy 14, Spanish River 22, Park Vista 0. All right, how do we feel about Holy Trinity versus Legacy? I don't know much about Legacy.
Yeah, Holy Trinity, the head coach and I are real good friends. We've been playing them every year since we opened the school.
Okay, and we're playing them this year.
We have them this year.
Okay, we have them this year.
So yeah, I'm happy for Coach Brown. You know, he does a great job.
Okay.
He turned that program. Holy Trinity, before he got there, was a similar school that struggled. They had no identity. So he brought that identity. We played them in the spring, this past spring.
Okay.
Up in Melbourne. So good program that he has.
Legacy. Talk to me about Legacy.
I don't know much about them.
I don't know much.
There's so many new schools popping up.
Yeah.
Now,
I don't know much about Legacy.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody at Legacy. But Legacy, guess what? Good luck.
Yes.
I mean, we're seeing you. We're talking about you. All right. Legacy came out with 14 points, two touchdown with extra points. That means it speaks volume.
Yeah.
That means they have players that
Yeah.
can make things happen over there. When you come out with 0, that means that you may not have any. But when you come out with 6 points, 7 points, 14 points, listen, it speaks volume.
It does.
It means that you can go from one end of the stadium to the other end of the stadium
Yes.
and make some points. Spanish River, Park Vista. Talk to me.
Spanish River.
Spanish River,
Yeah,
we talked about the strength of it. New coaches,
New coach.
A lot of the players are also new.
Yes.
They're recruiting a lot,
yes.
right? And Park Vista
They
is
also
losing to Joaquin. All right, we forgot the name of the school last week, as I was struggling with the name Park Vista. Park Vista is on Jog Road, south of Hyperlux, so north of Gateway. All right, and they normally
They've been good over the years.
they normally had a great team, but once Joaquin came in, everybody from their feeder school left and say, we're going right there, because Joaquin, here, you see these two buildings right here? Literally the middle school, the high school.
Right, yeah.
Middle school, now they don't have to go all the way down to Park Vista, which is all the way over on Jog, on the other side. They're on the same piece of land next to each other. So Park Vista is going to be struggling for quite a while. Maybe the other schools may not, but Park Vista, I know, is going to struggle because they don't have a feeder anymore. That's the trouble. Boynton, the surprise of the week.
Yes.
All right, Boynton was a surprise of the week for me. Boynton taking over Boca. Boca is a strong program, always have been. Soccer, basketball, you name it, they've always tried to maintain community-wise. They made the transition from regular American black and white to Hispanic, Haitian, and still maintain. And now we're seeing, and Boynton is at that same path. We have two schools who made that transition to the New Americans, and Boynton came out on top at 27-14.
And they have a good, strong feeder program too.
Boca.
Boynton.
Yeah,
Yes.
Boynton has
Yes, a lot stronger
great,
than Boca.
much stronger now, because they have the new field out at Ezel Hester,
Right.
and they have a lot more games happening at Ezel Hester, a lot more football tournaments
Right.
happening at Ezel Hester. The coach at Boynton have a lot more opportunity to walk over and literally talk to parents and say, hey, we're right here. You cross I-95, you bring your child over, we're going to take care of them. I hope Boynton, this is a sign that Boynton is in the game for this year, because the Haitian community is really big. The Jamaican community, the Bahamian community is huge in Boynton. There's a large community from the Caribbeans that are there. The Hispanic community is still a little bit light,
Right.
but yet the talent pool is there for Boynton, and Boca may be struggling. I can't say it. It's just one game.
Right.
Boca may be struggling. This may be a sign that they're struggling. Vero versus Ogil or Ugly. Say it in French, Ogil or Ugly. Ugly is one of the new schools in the system, but they're not playing like a new school here.
No,
41
they've
41
been
to
around for a
31.
while.
41 to 31. We talked about Vero last week. Talk to me, Coach.
Solid program. They've been solid for years. Coach Lenny Jankowski, he does a great job. Their feeder program is really, really strong. It's probably the strongest that I've seen in this area as far as organization. That the feeder program does exactly what the high school does.
Okay.
And they're able to build, and they do an incredible job of recruiting up in the Port St. Lucie, even down to the north end of Palm Beach County Gardens. So they do a lot of recruiting, but they're a solid program.
Again, we've got game. This is the show that brings to you the young man that is ready for college, the young man who's getting ready to graduate. You know, we're gonna bring them all in, all season long, and you're gonna get to see the seniors. You're gonna get to see the juniors, and if we can, we're gonna bring the freshmen and send them all up behind us back here because we want to make sure that they get recognized as well. Palm Beach Christian Prep, academic, athletic. We strive for success, and as our motto states, once more, Coach, let's do it. Ready? Builders of boys, makers of men for the kingdom.
Amen.
All right, and this is where we're going. Jensen Beach and South Fork is the last one that we're going to be talking about on this platform. Jensen Beach came out with 20. South Fork came out with 0. 2 weeks in a row. South Fork is unable to come up with a point. What do you think about that, Coach?
I think they're struggling with numbers. There's a lot of movement happening this year, more so than ever with, some players.
But it's funny, Coach. South Fork is right here in Martin County.
Right.
And there's been a great move from Miami. From Broward, from Palm Beach, all up towards Martin County. South Fork should have the players. Is there an issue in terms of recruiting the players or not giving players a chance to play? Because we know South Fork has a tendency to have the good old boys.
Well, South Fork, it's a small town, but on the other side, you're still recruiting against Fort Pierce Central, Fort Pierce Westwood, Martin County, right? So you got
and the Christian school up there as well.
Yeah, so you got those. So they probably have faced those issues. But what I was going to say, some coaches that I spoke to had kids that they worked out with all summer, and then when school started, half the team was gone. So you go into a game thinking you got 30, but you may have 20 because your 10 best players. And right before school
some of the
started,
rules have changed with FHSAA, where a child could play your game one and decide, hey, I'm moving. Okay,
go somewhere else.
You play game one. They play game one at Jupiter, and then they don't like the coach. They're mad at the coach, and they say, I'm going to come over to Palm Beach Christian, and for game three, you can see that child. They only have to sit out one game.
Yeah.
One game and then move over, and that one game is so that paperwork could make its way over. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got game. The show that brings you the game. KJ, high school this is your last high school season. What would you like to accomplish this year so that way you get ready? Last night we had recruiters all over you. Last night. The recruiters were all over you. I mean, we were getting on the bus and they were knocking on the door trying to find out who is that kid that's playing every position on the field. All right, you're the wide receiver. Yes, you're coming out with the tackles. You're coming out with everything. I cannot name one thing that he didn't do last night.
Right.
At one point, he came to me. The one thing I could say, he came, Coach, my legs,
yes.
my calves, go, Coach. And I had to tell him, stay out. You got to stay out for 2 minutes. No, Coach, I can't stay out for 2 minutes. But KJ, what's your expectation for this year, and where would you like to land yourself?
I would like to land myself graduating by December with a 3.5 GPA and an offer.
All right. 3.5 GPA, and an offer. I like that because it's an offer. He's not asking this particular school or that particular school, and an offer. Graduating in December. He will be graduating in December.
Absolutely.
He's on point for How many classes do you need? No, only 2 more?
Only 2 more.
He's got 2 more classes, and he's doing well in those classes. Spanish is coming along, right? And Spanish is coming along very well. Math is on point, so he's ready. If you're watching right now, you're a college coach or you're an alumni who's watching this here, and your school is looking for an athlete, a player's player, a team player. KJ is the man. He's ready. He's telling you he's ready to go. Please feel free to give us a call. 561-686-4364. 561-686-4364, and I will pass you on to Pastor, and you guys can make it work out. All right? I'm here to make it happen. My name is SALUSA, and this is your show right here. We've got game, and we brought it to you from the colleges down to the high school, and hopefully within the next 2 to 3 weeks we'll bring the professional games over to you. Thank you very much for watching. It's a pleasure to have you. Don't forget, if you need to be healthy, you have to be healthy. You want to stay healthy. Whatever your issue is, you want natural tea, feel free to give me a call. Healthy tea for a healthy you. It's called Trois Petits Bouteilles La Vie. 561-686-4364. And I'm out. Thank you very much for watching.